Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to another tactical review live stream. As you can see, I'm flying solo this evening. Elias is a little under the weather and didn't really have a set topic for the evening. We actually had a really good discussion topic and then didn't have time to dig into it any deeper. So appreciate you guys joining, though. I see Poor Conservative and Randall and Brownies Full of Fat in the chat, so appreciate you guys for joining. And it is after 9 p.m. Eastern, so I think that we can go ahead and get the results of our giveaway. So if you'll give me just one moment, we will have Gleam.io take care of this for us. And hey, Logan, welcome. Thanks for joining tonight. Alrighty, that was quick and fairly painless. We have a winner of the foam dart sniper rifle. Hang on, I've got that in here somewhere. Oh, it's underneath my IFAK. So the proud new owner of my very first test paint job is Greg. Greg, I will be reaching out to you via email, and we'll get everything finalized on this. The new owner of the Joe Biden special, the double barrel shotgun, is April. Congratulations to April. And again, I'll be reaching out to you and get delivery information, and there's a couple options on these that I will give you guys. And then winner of the first tactical review t-shirt is Armed Ape, and the winner of the second channel logo t-shirt is Harold. So I will be reaching out to you guys. Guys, thank you so much for your support of the channel. Thank you for participating in the giveaway. And we'll be doing another one at 1,000 subs. So really appreciate you guys. And yeah, Elias, you know, I rigged the random number generator to something. I don't know. Let me take a nap and I'll think about that. Correct. There's no evidence needed. Wild accusations will suffice. So, all right. Well, congratulations again to the winners of this giveaway, and I'm looking forward to the next one. I'm really hoping to have some awesome stuff. I'll make a big to-do about 1,000 subscribers. And just in the couple of weeks since the channel hit 500, you guys have already helped me get up to 555. So it's just amazing. I really appreciate your support. Yeah, you know, Brownies, I would love to do a pay to win, but that falls under other laws and jurisdictions, and I'm just not prepared for that. So Elias, you don't have to concede. Yeah, but anyway, so guys and gals, what are you guys wanting to talk about tonight? There's been a lot happen in the last week, and like I said, Elias and I had started kicking around an idea that I'm really excited to throw together into a live stream topic and have some conversation about. But believe it or not, it's something that I'm going to have to put on an investigator's hat, or more likely I'm going to try to get Elias to do all of my research, and then I'm just going to sit here and let him be smart for me. But yeah, anyway, legitimately, we need to put some thought into this. So, which is how you know that the Tactical Review is not mainstream media, because we actually try to put thought and research into our topics. Oof. Anyway, Hunts for Life, Warsaw Patriot, welcome guys. And yeah, Elias, you can't enter if you don't, or you can't win if you don't enter, something like that. Look, if you didn't enter the drawing, then you're not Hispanic. That didn't go over well. Welcome, George Washington and Warsaw. Yeah, absolutely. What you got for us tonight? I'm absolutely interested in. We've got most of an hour left. Just want to hang out with you guys, and we'll talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. So, hunts. I will read off the winners again. We have Greg from Ohio. We have April from Indiana, Armed Ape from Maryland, and Harold from Michigan were our 4 winners tonight. So yeah, I'll be reaching out to all of those guys, and yeah. I'll show that. Biggest idiot Dems ever nominated. I agree with that. Something happened in Phoenix. Brownies pre-ordered the PS5, and I want to know where I can get a new barrel for my Zastava M90. George Washington, what's the barrel length on the Zastava? And I ask that, of course, right now finding a barrel anywhere is probably not going to be the easiest thing. But if the barrel opening in the trunnion is the same, I know Palmetto State is selling their FN chrome line barrels separately, or there's a plan for them to sell their barrels separate. So, but if it's like a pistol, they don't have a chrome line pistol barrel yet. Anyway, human trafficking ring raided by the cops in Phoenix today. I had not seen that. I've actually had a busy week so far this week at work, and I haven't been able to get into things as much as I would have liked to. So, human trafficking of Phoenix, Arizona. Well, let's just see what we come up with here. Past 24 hours. Well, I don't think this is it. Here's a news article about an arrest of 50 undocumented immigrants in Phoenix. I don't think that's it. That doesn't look like human trafficking at all. Okay, George, 18-inch for an M90. So rifle length, if you were interested in the FN Cold Hammer Forged, when PSA lists those, that would be a source, but it'd only be like a 16 1/4 inch barrel. So, yes, and big news, Palmetto State. Yes, Palmetto State. Chad Wiley posted in all of the Palmetto State Facebook user groups today that there will be the first release of Dagger pistols this Friday. Fingers crossed, I'm going to get my refresh fingers going, and I am going to try to get one of that first batch. It is just the basic pistol launching at first. Now they may be doing all of the different sights options, but they're not going to be releasing the optics ready version this Friday. So if you've been on the lookout for the Dagger since March, like me, and you're wanting an optics ready version, this is not the batch for you. Okay, Elias is saying the one that I found was probably the one that Warsaw was talking about. Read the full story. Yeah, it was a border patrol incident. So let me drop a link to this for you guys. Oh, Elias beat me to it. There you guys go. And that's exactly the article that I was getting ready to link, Elias. Okay, 50 suspected undocumented individuals taken into custody. Interesting. Yeah, no, I hadn't seen that at all. Yeah, 50 individuals. That's crazy. And George Washington, I've actually got a source of AK builders. I don't know why I didn't think that about checking with them. If they get back with me before the stream's over, I will let you know. Yeah, here's the deal though. I mean, with human trafficking being the hot button issue that it should be. Okay, obviously it should be. But why is this not bigger news? Okay, this particular article from ArizonaFamily.com posted 10 hours ago. Now, how is it that I've only come across it because Warsaw mentioned it in a live stream live chat? You know, how is it that when we see all of this human trafficking occurring, but then we're going to let one of the largest streaming platforms release a show about an 11-year-old joining a twerking dance crew? You know, how is this not? You know, we've got so much going on, and you know, Elias and I have talked about this before, about well, the bread and circus of the media. There's so much going on, and I think it's to intentionally distract us from things like that. Yeah, Warsaw, exactly. In case, like, they don't want us to see it. So, Logan, I think you've had a little misunderstanding there. Not the PSA 5. Brownies pre-ordered the PlayStation 5 from GameStop. Yeah, Palmetto State sadly doesn't do pre-orders, and I'm sure that they send out media samples to industry influencers, and unfortunately I'm just not even on the radar. I tried dropping a bug in the PSA team's ear, and I didn't get it accomplished. So Trump said something mean, therefore it's more important than a human smuggling ring. Yeah. Of course, if Trump would stay off of social media a little bit more, it maybe quit throwing gasoline on the fire. Saving up. You know, Warsaw, I've been meaning to do a video about, which, you know, I learned it from a YouTube video, but with a roll of ballistic nylon webbing, you need 6 tri-glides. You need whatever kind of attachment you want, whether it's a QD point or an HK clip, and you need a cam buckle, and you can make your own quick adjustment 1 to 2 point convertible tactical sling for about $20 to $25 a piece. So if that's something you guys would be interested in seeing, I would be more than happy to show you guys, to do a video on that. As a matter of fact, I've got a couple of firearms that are needing a sling, so I need to order the parts. If you guys are interested, let me know, and I will get that on the docket. And maybe I can even get a couple, like, sure. Yeah. Now I'm having brain farts. Maybe I can get my buddy Cody, and we can do a video even showing some sling manipulations and stuff too, if that's something you guys would like to see. So yeah, just let me know. Definitely want to be putting out videos that you guys are wanting to see. So I'm always interested. If you guys have a video idea, hit me up and I will see what I can do about making those happen. Unfortunately, you guys all know how the ammo and firearm situation is right now in September of 2020, so I can't guarantee anything would happen quickly, but I'd love to do it. So know a guy who knows a guy who knows a guy who smuggles aluminum goods into Canada. Oh, fair enough. Fair enough. What kind of aluminum goods? That's what I'm curious about. I mean, are we talking about forged aluminum in funny shapes, or are we talking about aluminum cans? Or are we talking about double-lined water bottles? Well, while we're at it, let's yeah, I saw though that they are really pushing back against the Prime Minister over all of this sweeping gun banning that he's doing. So yeah, it's, well, they even banned blackriflecoffee.com, man. There's no common sense. There's no kind of mental acuity happening. Oh, how about, did you guys see that both Biden and Harris have slipped and all but admitted what we already knew, that if Biden wins the election, it's absolutely a Harris administration that we'll be dealing with? Both of them. So in case anybody thought that Elias and I were crazy for saying that that's what the plan was, it's been admitted. Scrolling down through ammo land too. We'll see if we can pick up some Elias, I don't think that they have any kind of constitutional right to self-defense or anything like that. And the problem comes when you look at how remote some parts of Canada are. I can't believe there's no thought process going into this, that we need, these people need the ability to protect themselves from dangerous wildlife, but anybody found any decent deals on ammo recently? I was looking last night, and for the first time since I've been paying attention, saw 9mm steel case selling for more than 223 steel case. Blew my mind. I did just see that Ammo Land is having a giveaway for an AKV. Might be something you guys want to get signed up for. I absolutely can't recommend that firearm enough. Fantastic, fantastic firearm. Hi Ninja, welcome. Thanks for joining. Oh, and Ninja, George Washington, Ninja actually gave me an answer for you looking for your Zastava barrel. So he can answer if he likes, but he did say he hasn't seen an original 18-inch in stock anywhere, but you should be able to use any 16-inch AK barrel. So. Armed Ape, A, congratulations, you did win one of the t-shirts if I remember correctly, and B, AmmoLand, ammoland.com, giving away an AKV. Make it easy for you guys. I'll drop that link in the chat. Auction saw 6 boxes of CCI. Holy cow. Not sure about subsonic, but I can get standard velocity 22 long rifle. That's still on the shelf here. It's just center fire stuff that I can't get right now. And I realize the 22 LR will go away. So I should probably be buying that up too. But I really just keep looking for center fire stuff. Scrolling down through Ammo Land and see if there's anything huge this week. Nothing really. I mean, as always, there's always a lot going on, but missed the drawing. I'll send you an email, Armed Dave. I'm sure I can probably go back and find that. But yeah, you won one of the channel logo T-shirts, And every time I think about it, I'm going to say thank you again to Poor Conservative. He's the one who drew up that logo. So if you guys like the logo, make sure you go click on Poor Conservative's name and check out his YouTube channel. Give him some love. So I saw Warsaw talking about the presidential election, and of course, we've talked about it a little bit, but I want to underscore the importance of your local elections. We talked about that a couple weeks ago, or last week, I've lost track, but having a well-founded state legislature and a state governorship can make a big difference, even in spite of national stupidities going on. So yeah, I mean, I know you guys know that, but sometimes stating the obvious is important, because I think every now and again we lose track of the basics. Sometimes we get so bogged down with everything else going on. So well, guys, the street, I feel terrible. Should have had a little bit more prepared. I kind of thought we'd have more pomp and circumstances around the drawing. I really did. So, hey, did anybody get a Palmetto State AK-74 ordered? Really interested. I really want a 5.45 gun. Really do. $0.60 a round for 9mm. I can't believe that. That's ridiculous. And 48 cents a round for 223. That's really nuts. Yeah, brownies. It really was. Right now, I sincerely think that your best bet for finding ammo is your local stores. You're going to have some of them that are cranked way up, but a lot of them are just marking up at the same margins that they always have. And so there is a baseline price increase that they're seeing in the industry. We're starting to have some metal scarcity, we're having some primer scarcity, but it's not to the point where, I mean, Red Army Standard 223 should not be 48 cents a round. Excuse me. It's not quite that scarce. The market is driving these prices to a degree. So we've got a little bit of a couple of situations going on that are driving the market the way they are. So yeah, Elias, yeah, exactly right. I'm trying to remember who it was. It's ironically one of the meme pages that I follow on Instagram. I think it was 9mm SMG. Has access to the national distributor price list, and prices are only up 5 to 10 cents a round for most calibers at the distributor level, as opposed to This is what, 150% increase, I think, for steel case ammo, because back in February I was paying 19 cents a round for steel case 223. So, you know, is what it is. We'll have to play pin the tail on Elias the next time that he and I are able to get together in person. And we'll do that when we're not at the range, because, yeah, I don't. Because then we'll play use the tourniquet on the Blair. Did I see Louisville paying Taylor's? Yes. So that was big news this week. Louisville City, Louisville PD, some combination of all of the above, reached a settlement with Breonna Taylor's family this past week, or in the last few days. A $12 million settlement, but part of the settlement terms are that there will be no further charges, no further indictment. Basically everything dropped and swept under the rug against the police officers involved in the raid. Given the fact that parts of the country have been on fire for the last month and a half over police activities and actions, I can't believe that they would go for those optics. For better or for worse, I would imagine that every department would have their officers under a microscope right now. And especially if the victim was a young African American paramedic. I hate using terms like this, but the optics on that are terrible. Even if there was something more nefarious, and I'm not saying I believe that there was, but even if there was some skeleton in Breonna Taylor's closet, I still think that this should have been chased all the way to the end. But I'm just some lowly YouTuber who has managed to not be deplatformed yet, because I'm not big enough for them to have looked at. Right, when you only have government-approved weapons. Brastard, that's absolutely correct. The Bill of Rights is really misnamed. It should be called the Bill of Restrictions. And it's meant to be restrictions on what the government can say in these situations of the civilian's life, of the citizens' lives. And instead, we have taken to pointing to it, saying that it grants these rights. And then that gives the government this opinion that they're granting us these rights, and so they can put stipulations on those rights. And it's a bunch of crap, and they've become basically privileges. You're absolutely right. Yeah. See the case in Tulsa, the kid who killed one cop and injured one bad. I did not see that one, Warsaw. Yeah. Saw his car and he's refusing to get out of the car. Oh, Warsaw, yes. I just saw that on somebody's Instagram post right before I started the live stream. I didn't have a chance to look into it any deeper. And poor conservative. Yeah. Even though her boyfriend shot one of the cops, Here's the deal. I've got to go on the facts as they've been laid out, because keep in mind, none of their body cams were on. So what the order of events were, we have no idea. Alright, but 4 armed men kick in my door without announcing themselves in the middle of the night. My plan is return fire or open fire. So in spite of the fact that her boyfriend fired at the cops, I believe that they were in the wrong. Now, flip side is if I was one of the cops and somebody shot at me, yes, I would shoot back. But this is why we're going to go back several live stream. This is why no-knock raids are so terrible. It goes back to the whole he who would trade essential liberty for temporary security deserves neither. And we've become so afraid of letting the few get away that we punish the innocent. And I think that from a liberty standpoint, from a constitutional standpoint, from an innocent until proven guilty standpoint, that it is much more important to preserve liberty at the risk of a few law breakers getting away short term, to not have situations like that. But yeah, kids gonna be charged with murder. Yeah. The link that Liberty reviews about how dangerous Nerf guns are. Oh, I gotta see this. Oh, I saw that. There's been a bunch of situations of cops being called on kids for Nerf guns or BB guns, and one of them happened in Illinois. The police were sent to the house. This young man, he was not an Eagle Scout, but he was a Boy Scout. He had his BB gun hanging on the wall, and his teacher told the principal, who called the police. Didn't call the parents, called the police. Yeah. Sorry, way to go out. Extremely dead. Yeah. Yeah. And poor conservative, I will also sit here and confess that it's super easy for me to armchair quarterback this, right? I don't know what occurred. The police say that they did announce themselves as police. The boyfriend says that they did not announce themselves as police. On the other hand, if they're executing a raid at 2 in the morning, would he have heard them? Okay, we had a tragedy in our family 5 years ago now. And my mother-in-law and father-in-law attempted to call both mine and my wife's cell phones probably 5 times, and they ended up having to come to our house and walk around the house beating on windows to get us to wake up. So if they said police, police, open up while they were asleep, who knows? So, but that's also why you don't execute warrants like this at 2 o'clock in the morning. I mean, I understand where they would be coming from about, disorient, blah, blah, blah. Just not the right way to go about things. So I'm willing to be wrong. But that's also why I hate the fact that they're not continuing any kind of investigation into the conduct of the officers. why were the body cameras off? To me, that just screams of we're going to do things that will get us in trouble if there's evidence, so let's make sure there's no evidence. Do cameras fail? Sure. Do people forget to turn things on? Sure. But if you got a 4-man squad and all 4 of the cameras are off, it's suspect. That's all I'm saying. Suspect. Vanessa, welcome. And those who make the false claim and execute no warrants on it. Oh, Warsaw, absolutely. And I will say that's one thing. Indiana's protections for a private citizen who is wrongly rated are really pretty solid, and I appreciate it. Yeah. Drug wars. Discard 9/11. Yeah. And Elias is absolutely correct. After 9/11, it's one of those, it's absolutely a situation of never let a good tragedy go to waste. Because in the wake of that, while everybody was reeling from the audacity of such an attack on the United States mainland, President and Congress said, Patriot Act and this and that and the other thing, just absolutely destroying even the illusion of privacy. And everybody was all for it, because what if there's more terrorists? And the repercussions of that. Look at how the current pandemic has been handled. The number of people who are absolutely living every day in abject terror over something that legitimate survivability is right around the annual flu. And and there's a big deal made of the flu every year, but we don't shut down the economy for it. And the powers that be don't even have to question whether or not they have the power to lock down we the people's comings and goings and communications and whatnot, because through the years they've just absolutely seen that we the people are so afraid every day. And again, the mainstream media is complicit in that. I absolutely in no way think that we need to infringe on anybody's First Amendment right, but by the same token, if you or I walk into a crowded venue and start yelling fire and there's not a fire, we will be charged for inciting a mass panic. But the newspapers and the mainstream news can do the same thing societally, and it's just reporting the news. But it's not, because they've always got a bias, because once again, their job is to sell advertisement. The advertisers pay for the advertisement if they're going to get eyes on the ads, and the way to drive the eyes to the ads is by selling outrage. So I don't see though how that isn't viewed as inciting mass hysteria. And then you've got idiot politicians who drive the same thing, because by driving panic, they can drive through unconstitutional laws with fewer questions. Take the execution-style shooting of two Los Angeles sheriff's deputies. There were 3 shots fired. You don't need a so-called high-capacity magazine for that. It was fired from a handgun, and Joe Biden's first response is ban assault weapons, ban high-capacity magazines. Now, old Sleepy Joe wouldn't be able to tell us how either of those would have had any bearing on that shooting. You know, maybe ban politicians who let lawless people run rampant in their community. Maybe that's what we should do. But what do I know, right? I'm just some backwater hick who happens to have a webcam and a YouTube channel, right? So, scrolling back here, and TPC, I hear Indiana provides sheep for their inmates. Oh, I nearly got myself in trouble over comments regarding inmates earlier this week. Yeah. Recoil spring for a PKM. If George Washington doesn't, I bet you Brandon Herrera would. But on the same level of COVID. George Washington, truer words have not been spoken concerning my current position. I'm not afraid. I'm pissed. I saw a couple of headlines the other day, and to boil them down and paraphrase them, they said something along the lines of, even Republicans have a vested interest in Joe Biden winning this election, because if Biden loses, the violence will intensify. I said, you know what? No. Bring it on. I mean, that is an outright threat. Vote a racist, misogynistic, semi-senile gun grabber into office, or the violence will intensify. I halfway want to reach out to those particular news outlets and do an op-ed and say, I am 200% against the very concept of a Joe Biden administration. Here's my home address. If you think you want to escalate the violence, just know I'm prepared. Yeah, I want off of 2020. This ride sucks. I want my money back. I want my tickets back. I want free rides on a good ride for life. This ride sucks. Boy, there's a lot of conversation while I was soliloquying that. Mainstream news is no longer news. It's propaganda. Absolutely. Yep. It's lost so much. Poor conservative, do you really think that those on the left are actually... I think Sleepy Joe's a front. Like I said early on, both Biden and Harris have accidentally, showed their cards. They have both said a Harris administration. So any doubt that that was the plan has now been erased. The plan is for him to win by whatever means. I am fully convinced that in the event Trump wins, very shortly thereafter, there are going to be truckloads of mail-in ballots that got delayed, and they're going to be like 90% Democrat votes. Convinced of it. And then beyond that, Biden will be inaugurated, and then, excuse me, he's either going to have an accident, or he will pass peacefully in his sleep, or they'll simply invoke the 25th Amendment, and it will be a Harris administration. I mean, just, yeah. Biden is an old idiot. Yep, there you go. In Warsaw, we absolutely need term limits. But obviously, the national legislature is not going to enact that on their own. I can see a senator putting forth a bill with term limits in it just to curry favor with the constituency. But we know that they won't vote to limit their own power. So, excuse me, that will have to be done by a constitutional convention, and I don't know if we can get enough of the states to get their heads on straight to accomplish that. Warsaw, I had never seen that Herrera had rebranded Lee Armory rifles, or any rifles. Now, did he rebrand whole rifles, or did he have receiver blanks that were already branded Lee Armory? Just out of curiosity. I don't know one way or another. I watch Brandon's videos because they're entertaining. That is what it is. The way to get term limits done is an amendment. The only way to do that is states do their job and call for a convention. Yep. Yeah. A lot of people don't realize that constitutional conventions are absolutely still on the books. They're still a thing. And I am fairly convinced that it's the founders probably intended for constitutional convention to be the main way to get things done. But trying to get people to understand that now. We no longer teach civics, in large part because all of the schools are now controlled by the same government that civics class would describe. And so let's obfuscate that and make it more difficult to understand. So, as such, I constantly, I'm talking to our high school seniors about political type things. I'm not trying to sway their opinion at all. Somebody can be so far left that they will take half the food off of my tray and I'm still going to try to explain to them what the process is supposed to look like, so that if that, I don't want more of that, but by the same token, they have a right to think the way that they want to think. I don't know. I hope that makes sense. So, yeah, R-Tray, comrade. That's right. Yeah, Warsaw, I hadn't seen that. Of course, that's probably a conversation to actually have in one of the Discord servers we're on together. So I will try to remember to ask about that. I'm interested. I'm interested in that story. Not necessarily enough to run somebody's name through the mud here on my channel. That's not what I'm trying to do. I just interested in hearing the backstory on that. So picked up some spare rifle plates from Steel Ops, which should get here. Yeah, good call, George Washington, OPSEC there. I will say, guys, a buddy of mine ordered, I don't remember if they were 3+ or level 4 battle steel composite plates from Botac, like the ones that I ordered that took 5 months to get. He received his within 2 weeks of ordering. So and if you've never run or compared composite plates to steel plates, it's so worth it. You will cut the weight of the static weight of your plate carrier in half. It's fantastic. So yeah, anyway, wow, guys, we managed to fill an hour with random ramblings. So I do appreciate you guys so much joining me tonight, especially with no set subject. Appreciate you guys chiming in and helping me out with some subject matter. Appreciate you guys helping me get to the 500 subscriber mark, and congratulations again to our winners in this drawing. Look forward to doing it again in 450 more subs. And yeah, I'm not going to commit to any prizes, but I think that I'm going to try to work with Four Brothers and get some gift codes or some coupon codes so that you guys can get a discount off of Four Brothers Kydex. Probably do some more channel merch. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. What I'd really love to do, but due to the legality, I just don't see a way to figure it out. I would love to actually give away a firearm to celebrate 1,000 subscribers, but I don't see how the legality and honestly the funding would work for that, but something I'd love to do. Yeah. So you made an AK, slapped his logo on it. Okay. Ninja says Sportsman's Guide has some ceramic plates in stock too. Parts kit. Now that might be something I can do. So, yeah, I don't know. I'll dig into things. Well, I want to do something. Like I said, I want to do something special for the 1,000 subs. If it happens to take until next May, I would definitely do something in conjunction with Stop the Bleed Month. That said, the way you guys have been sharing my videos and stuff, I think that we'll be there well before next May. So I don't know. Anyway, if you weren't one of the lucky winners and didn't win any channel merch, you guys can head over there to the Teespring store and get yourself some shirts or some coffee cups or stickers or whatever suits your fancy. I had a request this week for neck gaiters, and though I have very publicly declined to do masks, gaiters do have other uses. I looked into it, and unfortunately there's just with my current distributor, there's not a good way to do that that's gonna be worth what a neck gaiter is worth and still let the and still cover the cost on that. So giveaway for good optics. Well, what are we calling a good optic here? I realize, and I'm on record as saying Hollison is kind of the entry level there, and we're talking a couple $100, $300 or so there. I'm not going to say no to anything, but I am going to remind you, fine folks, that I am still self-funded, and so that puts a damper on some things. Now that said, if you guys would like to join the Patreon or subscribe to our families, you guys can do that. Those links are down in the description, and that would help out with things like giveaways and ammo and accessories and all of that. At very least, if you haven't hit the thumbs up yet, I'd appreciate that. That does help the channel in the YouTube algorithm. And definitely make sure, if you're not following on Facebook and or Instagram, to head over there and follow the channel there. I even just for things like Armed Ape has told me that he doesn't usually see notifications on YouTube until usually like in the live stream. It's usually when the stream's about done. So I do post a reminder over on social media when I'm uploading or premiering a video or doing a live stream. So just one more way for us to keep in contact. Eventually I think I'm going to have to get away from the Facebook family of social media, but I kind of feel like I need more social media accounts, like I need holes in the head. And Maddox told me in the IFAC video that I can't put a tourniquet on my neck for a head bleed, so you know. Throwing some fully modernized PA for the drawing. Vortex, Sightmark, Hollison, Barska, 300 or less. An M9. I would love to give away an M9. I'm not in a position to give away an M9, but I would love to. Comp M4. Little bit of gaming content. Brownies, I would. I just don't have time to game. I enjoy gaming. I'm not very good at it. But the last time I fired up Steam the other day, but I don't think that I have actually played a game maybe this calendar year, guys. I really well, it's been long enough that I don't even have anything in my recent library. Oh, I take that back, guys. I played some City Skylines back in April while I was stuck at home. I just, right now, so busy I don't have time to fire up video games, but maybe. Warsaw Parlor is one of the ones that I was looking at. Parlor and Me.we. So, like I said, I probably need to get away from the Facebook family of social media because the left-leaning bias is obvious, just obvious. So, gaming content, put TPC to sleep. Well, and that's the other thing. If I start doing any gaming content, I will spin up a B channel just for that content. So I won't muddy the main tactical review channel with that. So, yeah, brownies, I am terrible at City Skyline. I like the concept, I just couldn't really figure out how to get things going. Ran out of money. Which means that I am perfect for actual real world politics. Because I can spend money, go into a deficit, and just keep spending money. Well, guys, once again, thank you for joining tonight. Thank you for making the conversation awesome. And yeah, Elias, just keep spending. Yep. The money printer go brr. But keep sharing the channel. Keep giving me video ideas, and I will do what I can to keep getting content out. I've got a lot of awesome stuff on the horizon. Just can't guarantee you what order stuff's going to come out in. I still have the mystery Amazon package still sealed, but that video is coming as well. I'll give you a little hint. It will probably feature Maddox again. So anyway, thanks for joining, guys. I'm gonna get off here. It's after 10 o'clock now. Until next time, shoot straight, stay safe.